listening to Redlick.
Oh my god, Kimbo.
Chooky beat.
Check this out, guys. How you doing, Dave? You alright?
I'm all good, man. You?
Yeah, I'm good.
Sound?
Yeah. So this is your beast, Mark 7 GTI.
This is the beast.
Where have you actually travelled from today?
Travel from Leicester.
Leicester, yeah.
Yeah.
How far is that from here?
It took me about an hour and 45 minutes.
Ooh, bit of a trip. Be worth it though for the video.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
So do you want to go into a little bit of detail on this animalistic car you got?
A little bit of detail. It's 510 brake horsepower in a Mark 7 GTI.
Wow.
Front wheel drive. With 474 foot-pound of torque.
Jeez.
It's got a full Miltec turbo back non-resonated system.
Okay.
Racing line intercooler. Racing line oil catcher can. It's had IS38 hybrid turbo.
Wow.
I've had the DSG mapped, a stage 3 custom map. It's had an oil catcher can. It's had Golf R fuel pump. It's had Golf R injectors, uprated brakes, anti-roll bars, VW racing suspension.
Wow.
I need all this to handle.
Exterior wise?
Exterior wise, it's got a lot of Max Daxton stuff. Front splitter, rear diffuser. Rear spoiler. Styling wise, I've not really got down to that yet, but
This is more power, yeah?
Yeah, we went for the power first,
Yeah.
then the handling, and then coming into next year we're going to do the bit of the styling. With this amount of power, I didn't realise how much it would spin up.
With 510
yeah.
brake, yeah?
So the next thing, I want some lightweight wheels with some 808R tyres all round.
Slightly different to the Golf R's, obviously. The whole deck system in the Golf R.
Yeah.
Same engine, 2 litre turbo.
It's exactly the same engine.
Yeah.
If you know, there's going to be people out there that are probably going to correct me, but I think the only thing that's different is the 4-wheel drive, the fuel pump. It comes with an IS38 turbo instead of the GTI, which is the IS20. Coil packs, stuff like that. There's a few little things that are different, but not too much, to be honest. This running standard is, I think, 217 brake horsepower. So.
Oh wow! So you've gone even more
Yeah.
than double.
Well, I got the car within 40 miles of having the car.
Yeah.
I took it straight to where I take my car, which is VRS in Northampton.
Okay.
Who does all my tuning? Will, wicked guy.
Yeah.
I literally stage 2'd it. I drove it standard for 40 miles and like come back out 357 brake, I think.
Wow.
Loved the power, thought it was excellent, but you know, we all want that little bit more, don't we?
So when's the hook up? 3rd or 4th gear?
Yeah, nearer to 4th than 3rd. If you're putting your toe down a little in 3rd, then you guarantee a little bit of spin. On a rolling, 60 mile an hour, there's not much. 'Cause it's lighter than most big power cars out here, I suppose. So.
Yeah. And what's the weight, sorry?
1,380 kilos, I think.
So what about brakes?
First of all, I changed the front brakes to Golf R brakes,
All right.
which was absolutely fine at 357 brake horsepower.
Was it noticeably better than the GTI brakes?
One thing I found, the stopping power was absolutely unreal.
Compared to GTI brakes,
Compared to GTI brakes, absolutely unreal. When I upped it again to the power that it's running now, one thing I did find with the Golf R brakes standard setup was brake fade.
Okay.
Getting an awful lot of brake fade. So I then changed the brakes again. I decided to change the rears to orange stuff EBC pads with just a vented, drilled and grooved disc.
Okay.
On the front, changed them to Club Sport S.
Oh, right.
Aluminium bell discs. What I did have was orange stuff pads because I found they was really good, but at the time they didn't have the right brake pad setup, so there was like a little metal clip on them that kept falling out. So they've now gone back to EBC. They're going to make me a pair. that will be going on the car eventually. But at the minute we're running yellow stuff EBC pads. Work totally fine, no brake fade.
Stops you nicely, yeah?
It's got some stopping power, it's really good. Yeah.
Okay. Obviously you might have already mentioned the exhaust and the diffuser, but it looks really nice from the rear, you know? It don't look like a stock Golf GTI, it really looks sporty, doesn't it?
Yeah,
What is it?
you know, everyone likes a nice arse, don't they? Do you know what I mean? So it's full Miltech turbo back, non-resonated, which sounds really nice for this car. I wouldn't change the exhaust system for nothing. Rate it massively. I've had the P3 gauge put in, which if I do turn the car on, it does a number of things. It's one of the best things I've ever bought for the car, you know. You can control near enough everything. It can do, at the minute it's on boost, coolant, air intake, 0 to 60, ignition, shift. There's nothing that don't do, to be honest. It's absolutely brilliant. I like it because it's subtle.
Yeah, it looks really smart, doesn't it?
You know, back in my younger days, we all used to love a dial up the pillar, but not anymore. It's a bit dated. One really nice touch I've had are the racing line paddles. For the money, pricey, but, you know, makes the steering wheel, don't it?
Cool, man. Alright, Dave, let's get in the car then, man. See what it's like to drive then. Yeah? Cool.
I'm cool with that, man.
You're listening to Redlick.
Right, so we're in the Mark 7 and Dave, man, let me know what time it is, yeah?
Yeah, man.
510 bhp greasy road. You know, surely this is a disaster, no?
Yeah, it's alright, man. What we'll do is I'll put the traction on first.
Wow, man. That's quick, isn't it? You can feel it, you didn't even fully go in, did you?
Into sport, into manual. This is where you'll feel the difference. Oh, it's good fun.
Jeez, so that's full 510 bhp, yeah?
That's pushing it.
Wow, stock internals as well.
The guy that tunes my car said he could have pushed for more bar of boost, but it's only running 2.2 at the minute. He said it could have gone to 2.5, but this is a safe 510.
This not got no LSD, has it?
No, not at the minute.
Wow. Oh my god, is that quick? When you reach 500 bhp, I'm gonna go right, yeah.
For a front wheel drive, it's
Yeah, but when it digs in and it puts it down, it's just gone, isn't it?
Yeah, one good thing about this car is fourth gear. It kind of holds grip there.
Honestly, feels like we're just in a normal GTI right now. I mean, comfort-wise and drivability, it's like just like right.
The one good thing, I've lowered many cars like many people probably have in the past, and it kind of ruins the ride comfort. My tuning guy put these VW racing springs on it, and oh my god, you don't lose no ride comfort, and it handles. Yeah.
Jeez, it sounds wicked as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sounds well.
Was he in a 135?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you meant? Oh, he's just gonna get killed.
Swear mine for it, yeah.
So sorry, how long have you been running the car like this then?
Since it's been done, I think I've done about 4,000 miles. It's a daily used car.
Yeah.
It's not something that just comes out on weekends when the weather's nice.
Yeah.
It comes out whenever. This engine, like, touch wood, it is fairly bulletproof, I'd say. Like, I've put 510 horses into this engine without forging it or anything. Just mainly the externals and the big turbo. The spin in second.
Yeah. Wow, yeah,
And then,
as well.
and if I do it in third, it does exactly the same.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh jeez, yeah.
510 brakes just a number.
Yeah.
When you actually put it into perspective and sit in it.
You've had no hiccups, any small niggly things, like, you know?
The only hiccup I had, basically I changed the injectors to Golf R injectors and outrated the fuel pump. When I got the car back, the tuning guy was busy and he says, look, I want you to take the car away, drive it how you would drive it.
Yeah.
You know, any hiccups, bring it back tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to re-flash it, see what's going on with the car. Okay. Well, I ended up going back to him on a flatbed. Okay. It popped all the injectors.
Alright.
And I was getting a fault with the EPC light keep coming on, which was the actuator sticking on.
Wow, that is insane power, that is, you know that? I know the gearbox has had a remap, so it's coping with the gear changes fine.
The gearbox,
riding or anything, is it?
Oh, it's absolutely immense. The gearbox was good before. I've owned an Audi A3 with the S-tronic gearbox. I thought it was brilliant, but when I got the DSG,
top of 30 years spinning.
I've had a few big BHB cars.
Yeah.
Always found, yeah, they're powerful, but some of them you got to wait till the boost kicks in.
Yeah.
Where this for me is just instant.
I mean, it's a high sense, like,
there you go.
it feels really fast.
By doing the H&R anti-roll bars and the VW racing springs, I've had the wheel spacers, 5mm on the rear, 11mm on the front. You just transform the whole car. Just the spin. I do need the LSD. If I didn't put my foot down, you'd just think it was a normal GTI with a spoiler and a diffuser on it.
And you mentioned your missus takes us.
Yeah, my missus drives this daily with my little end every day. Yeah.
What have you kind of spent on this car, you know, if you don't mind me asking? Is it a lot of investment, like, you know?
I think all in all, the car, but this is including the handling side of things, the brakes, the suspension, I think I'm about 10 to 12 grand.
10 to 12
into
grand.
the car, yeah.
It's not like, it's a lot of money, but it's not
it's
that bad.
not.
You know, some people think it'd be a bit more. What can you buy that's 510 bhp for, you know, I don't know what the Golf GTI costs, but I mean, like you said you're beating GTRs, isn't you? So
Yeah, I'm racing.
I'm sure that you haven't spent 40, 45 grand, have you?
Yeah, I'm racing many things. I went to a car meet the other week and I know the Lambo would have beat me, but I offered it to the Lamborghini. I offered it to the Lamborghini. Do you want to have a little play? I wanted to see what my car would do against something, a hypercar.
Yeah.
You know, not a supercar, a hypercar. It's a Lamborghini. I wanted to see what it'd do against it.
Yeah.
But the guy turned his nose on. Didn't want to know. Once I told him the BHP and how light the car was, he had second thoughts about it and thought, well, do I really want to get embarrassed by a GTI? Because on a rolling road, he wouldn't leave me. I'd stay with him. I did the reg check. It was 560 brake horsepower.
Has anything beat you? Or
I've not raced anything yet that's beat me. And the brakes.
Such a strong power, isn't it? Oh yeah.
And they're Touchsport S brakes, and they say to you, like, you know, everyone knows you should change down with your gears a bit more than slowing down with your brakes. You're going to warp them, but I have literally put these brakes to the test. I have hammered them. I've had no brake fade, anything. So if there is people out there wondering like what brakes to get, you know, you see the Golf R's with big RS6 brakes on and stuff. They're pointless. They are good. Don't get me wrong. They're not pointless. I take that back. They're really good.
So do you leave it in auto or?
I put it in manual myself.
Yes.
But the only thing is, with this, I don't know why, but if you leave it in manual on the stick, eventually, look, it will change back. So push that across. Manual, just, I think because when I got the DSG mapped, I had the limiter took off. I've had it changed. It goes to like 7.3. So, but when you're in sport,
wow, yeah. Sorry, man.
it's not good, man.
Jesus Christ.
piece of aluminium billet. Their racing line, there was 192 quid, which is quite expensive for paddles.
I just want to get onto a straight, man.
Yeah.
I'm just being teased right now. Wow. Oh shit.
When
Yeah, man, that's. Jeez, I mean, as in if you feather into it,
as long
rather
as
than mashing it down.
you gradually go,
Yeah.
it doesn't really spin that hard. It's when you
Mash
plant
it,
and then it just. Into depth of the styling.
Jesus Christ.
Man, how it spins.
Yeah.
The best thing about it is like where you are now. If you was to down gear it,
Yeah.
the power's just there again. Bam. Feel it.
Wow. It don't matter what car you're in, you've really got to be on your game, ain't you?
Yeah.
If you're in a supercar.
Oh yeah.
Because this is just easy, accessible performance. Jeez, man, I'm not even putting my foot
It's got a full aim.
Wow, that is a lot of power, that is. You really do not know what's. Bloody hell, man. Because it's so safe, isn't it? It's like there's no. I mean, yeah, to the Golf R would feel even more safe, obviously, because of the full drive system, but. I mean, there is still some drama to it. Do you know what I mean? Like you say, it's moving about, man. It's a little bit on edge, but at the same time, it does feel a bit safe, doesn't it?
Yeah, that makes
Exactly.
that
Yeah,
makes your
that's
hands
the
sweat.
experience. There you go.
You get that
That's
driving
what I like
experience.
about the rear-wheel drive, because it's just twitching. Do you know what I mean? And you know, it's not.
And that's the thing. Let's be honest. Now all like automatic, Triptronic, the SG boxes are coming. Gradually, you're starting to lose the driving experience.
Yeah.
You are, ain't you? Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
exactly.
You can put a car in sport, just put your foot down. It's like driving a moped.
Yeah.
You know, but and then when you put four-wheel drive on top of that as well, it's becoming even easier.
Yeah. Well, that was a bit fun then. Look, as I come out that roundabout, I put my foot down, and it just understeered, like it pushed to the left. You know, so my skills are being tested as I'm driving it. You know, I've still got to modulate the throttle, the Golf.
That's the best thing, having to feather the throttle, think about your steering.
Yeah.
You get a bit more
improving your driving skills as well. Most people that don't really know what they're doing, they just get in the car and they'll put their foot down and go, oh, it just spins.
Yeah. I mean,
No,
you
it's
need to
not
be
good,
able to
like-
control that power.
Yeah.
You can't, I'll be honest, you can't get in this and just put your foot down. You can, but... Try launch.
It's like fun, you know. And it makes all the right sounds, doesn't it?
It's a driver's car, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. With this kind of power, yeah, you've really got to be with it.
You
know,
could
you've
end
got
up
to
having
know.
an accident.
Yeah,
if you're not.
easy, very easily.
Inside the car, don't give the sound of the car any justice whatsoever.
See, it sounds much better, doesn't it, from the outside?
It's ridiculous.
Wow, man.
Oh, someone just let off a shotgun in there. And I go past the car, and like, I hear it myself a little bit. I have a think to myself, I wish I was in the car over there, just so I could have heard it go past then.
Yeah, thank you very much for letting me drive the car. I mean, what do I say? Yeah. I know everyone's going to say, is it faster than the M135i? Is it faster than this? But just when you hit these kind of power figures, they're all just very similar, man. Honestly, in-gear acceleration, even on the 135i, it was very similar. There's no way in my head that I'm secretly thinking the M135i was quicker. It's just hard to differentiate them all. This is going to be very close. It could possibly beat it. All I know is that this is more than fast enough. You don't need faster than this.
It's a
I
bit
mean,
of a weapon.
it's ridiculous. Dave, man, thank you for coming down, man. Really appreciate it, honestly. And yeah, guys, if you did enjoy the video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'll leave your links. You've got Instagram and stuff like that. Yeah,
I've got GTI on Instagram. That's the only really social media. I'm all about the cars, so
yeah,
I'm just looking to the pictures.
Do you put up pictures
the
of your car and
videos?
stuff
Yeah,
like that?
GTI on page is strictly mostly for the car.
Yeah,
that is that is it really.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, I'll leave his social links in the description, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Happy days.
Yeah.